What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Dokatron Prime. I'm going to be sharing with you guys a very sentimental video of basically my community and how much they mean to me. I wanted to show a little bit of appreciation to some people, not all of them. Obviously, there's a lot of people in this video. It would take a very long time, but it's just the start of a appreciation towards some of the people that have been on the channel and sharing their games and their deck profiles and stuff like that. So it's just overall showing the Miami Digimon community and how great they are and how great they have been towards this channel. Sharing with you guys everything from deck profiles to plays to games, their frustrations and how they handle situations. This is overall, like, they've been really amazing. This is just a small amount of people, but I've tried to do more. But then again, how long would this video be? I just want to say thank you for everyone that hasn't been in this video yet, but that is in the Miami Digimon community, because shout out to you guys for being so fucking amazing. Yeah, I said fucking amazing. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ask questions to these people. And basically these questions are generally just to show you what their thoughts are on the Digimon card game, their future, stuff like that. But let's go ahead and jump on to the first question, which is, who are you?
Hey guys, my name is LuisthePanda. You might have seen me in the Digi Showdown, cast in DigiFest, getting third place at DigiFest Texas. I play a lot of Digimon. I definitely love the game. Check out my YouTube channel at LuisthePanda.
My name is Juan Machado. I go to Pro Play Games and Knowhere to play Digimon.
Hi, my name is Fernando Fuentes. They know me as Free at my locals. And hi, nice to meet you.
Who are you?
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Sergio Rincon. I'm from Team PBG here, local area, Miami, Florida. And I'm also known as Mally on Discord.
Hi, my name is Yeovani Hernandez.
So my name's Yadam. I'm a local player here in Miami. I'm part of the PPG's content creation team. Some of you may know me as Yeehaw Yadam, Musketeer IRL, but I'm just a guy who plays Digimon here in Miami.
What is your connection to the Digimon card game and what got you started?
The main reason that I play Digimon card games is because I love the Digimon franchise. Growing up, Digimon World 1, 2 were my childhood. And I've always liked card games, so when I saw Digimon had a card game coming out, I just had to jump into it.
So connection to the card game would be, it's a generally good card game. I started playing it because most of my friends were playing it at the time. They told me to come and check it out. I enjoyed the memory system, the way that it creates interaction between players, and I'm just a lover of card games. And this seemed like a good one. It got hyped up, and here I am.
Yeah, so I used to watch the show as a kid. My favorite season is Digimon Frontier, and yeah, when I saw that Digimon started with a card game, I play basically every card game, so I just got into it.
What got me started was I work at Pro Play Games. I was cleaning one day and then I saw a GameStop employee playing it, and then I didn't have anything better to do after I got off, and I was like, hey, can I learn how to play that? And then it was like, yeah, sure. And then that's just how it got started.
I've watched Digimon as a kid, and then I went ahead and gave Digimon a try around the Great Legends era. That's when I first started playing, and I've been hooked ever since.
The main reason that I play Digimon card games is because I love the Digimon franchise. Growing up, Digimon World 1, 2 were my childhood. And I've always liked card games, so when I saw Digimon had a card game coming out, I just had to jump into it.
Third question, what's your favorite Digimon card / cards and why?
I want to believe that my favorite Digimon card currently, because of the artwork, is Mastemon.
I would say my favorite is probably Lord Nightmon. Even now, during BT7, like, I try to make Lord Nightmon work because I just love using it that much.
My favorite cards, it's hard to pinpoint one. It's definitely the Gabu / Garurumon line. I love the Flower Gabumon, is the best art in the game. As for favorite card, I think the Wargarurumon that can restand, the promo one, I've always really liked him, and he gets really good in BT9, so let's go with that one.
Well, I gotta start off with the boy, the analog youth. Ever since this card came out, I've been trying to fit it into every deck. A card that adds consistency to the game. It looks beautiful, and honestly, just gaming. And then my second favorite card will be Beostar. Beostar came out right after the Lord Nightmon format. The Lord Nightmon format was a really rough format for me, in which I really didn't enjoy the game. Didn't really enjoy the game. And Beostar added a new way to play Digimon, which was just like hard playing these cards, getting value out of these cards. You don't have to play the lineup, and I thought it was a really nice break from the game. And as my boy just threw at me, Shine Greymon, first deck I played in the game, very awesome card. I still try to fit him in where I can, but...
If I had to pick my favorite card right now, it would have to be Starter Deck Mastermon that is coming out. That card is beautiful.
My favorite Digimon cards has to be Vmons. I'm an aggressive player, and I love, you know, cards with jamming let you be aggressive are pretty cool.
Fourth question is, which color do you main, why, and what type of support do you want to see for that color?
Well, I wouldn't say I main any particular color. I play some colors over others, mostly because I think they have better mechanics, or they're cooler, more complex. That's not to say that if I don't pick a color, that it's a bad color or anything like that. It's just not for me. I like yellow, I like purple, and I like blue. Yellow has a very strong control feel, but oftentimes has difficulty finishing the game, and for that, you know, has its weaknesses. Purple is just so versatile, so combo heavy, so cool in general, and blue is, yes.
Mostly played red, yellow, and blue. But even then, I haven't really played a lot of the BT7 yellow hybrid stuff, mostly just Lord Nightmon. I don't think blue should get any more support, because it's blue.
So right now I play blue hybrid specifically. I play that deck because I think it's the best deck, and I play the best deck in every format. That's just the type of player that I am. My favorite color in specific would have to be purple, just because it's the combo color in this game, and I like combo decks.
When I first started playing the game, I love green. Green is my main color. I try to make it work every set. Unfortunately, what I like to say about the colors is green is not royalty. Green is very low tier, and it has many tools, but it's not the best. Trying to be a better player myself, I am transitioning to all colors and learning how to play them really well. But if I had to pick a main color, it would be green.
So when people, you know, look at me, they might associate me with blue because of the Garurumon line. But the reality is that I play everything. I literally play every color. When people play against me in locals, you'll never know what I'm going to play. What I've played the most has been either blue or just Mastermon yellow. So I'm going to say either one. Honestly, blue is Bandai's favorite child, and we get a bunch of good stuff, so I never really complain about what we get from blue.
I don't really main a color. I started off with the red starter deck, but you know, I main aggressive decks, but if I had to choose a color, I'm probably maining blue right now. I would like to see them actually support someone like the like Whalemon and some of these decks that aren't tier 1.
For question number 5, what was your absolute favorite set, and what deck did you play in that set?
The thing about BT7 is that while blue hybrid is objectively the best, I still see like a wider variety of decks being used at locals, whether that be the yellow-purple hybrid, like X-Antibody, red hybrid, red-green hybrid. I feel like this is the first set that really opened up the card game a little more to experimentation, and I really like that.
So my absolute favorite set for right now, it would have to be the current set, which is Next Adventures with all the hybrids, because that introduced JP, that introduced the Beatles, our green finally had a chance to take names. You know, definitely one of my favorite set. The meta, even though it's super favored to blue hybrid, which I mean, it is a very strong deck, other decks have a chance. Yellow purple has a chance, red ancient has a chance, like every deck has a chance. Lilithmon has a chance. It just do you queue up into your worst matchups? Do you queue up into your best matchups? Every deck has a good chance of winning. So that's why I like this current meta.
So right now I play blue hybrid specifically. I play that deck because I think it's the best deck, and I play the best deck in every format. That's just the type of player that I am. My favorite color in specific would have to be purple, just because it's the combo color in this game, and I like combo decks. So yeah, those are the two colors I have predominantly used during the course of the whole game.
What is your absolute favorite set and the decks that you played in that set?
So my favorite set in the whole game is set 4. And I played Ricky Rush in that set with Davis and Lobomon, and I thought it was quite unique because I had basically the Ricky Rush package, and then I was playing hybrids before hybrids were a thing. So
Oh, it would have to be set 6, man. Three Musketeers all the way. That set was very, very fun in the beginning. Before EX1, just base BT6, where it was Jesmon, you had the Three Musketeers, you had like a Gabubon deck, but it wasn't like Gabubon with Ice Wall. That format was pretty fun, and a lot of people here enjoyed it. It was very diverse. People played all sorts of different decks. Each build was very different. Once EX1 came out and Ice Wall came to 4, and specific cards came into the game, the meta kind of started becoming very hyper-specific down here. I mean, we all like to win. We're all very competitive down here in South Florida. So it just felt like it was a very, you got to play this or lose type of format. I really did enjoy that. So, BT6.
It's hard to pinpoint one. When I look back at all the formats, you know, there's always like some issues with every set. But for the most part, I look back fondly on all the sets. And, you know, every set has like decks that I played that I really enjoyed. Ones that stand out to me are in BT5. I played a bunch of Mastamon. It's how I got my invites to National. I won a bunch of tournaments. In BT4, I really liked the Ancient Garurumon. Had a great matchup against Yellow War Gray. So yeah, let's go with those two.
BT5 Rookie Rush and BT6 Gabubon.
What? Question number 7. Have you participated in any events such as DigiFest, online cups, or store championships, and how was the experience?
For question number 7, have you participated in events such as DigiFest, online cups, or store championships? And how was the experience? If not, why haven't you?
So I've actually, at a local level, I've topped and won some store championships. I have also not played at Digifest because I actually judged at Digifest. So that was a very cool experience. That's my experience at the highest level of Digimon, and certainly super enjoyable, although I would have loved to play as well. And then for online events in particular, I've done Omni Cups before, and I've never gone too far in those just because I don't think I mesh well with online play, but I definitely keep doing them in the future.
So I've participated in almost every Evo Cup. I've done store championships here at PBG, regional championships here, and the experience with all of them, I'm not a huge fan of online, but I understand it grabs a greater population being able for everyone to play instead of like traveling to one location. So I get that, but I'm personally not a fan of it.
I have competed in all of them. Digifest, I got really lucky since I live in Miami. I participated in 2 of the Carta Magica Evolution Cups. One of them top 64, one of them top 32. Really proud of that. And yeah, I've competed in store championships. I almost won one, but Rookie Rush got me at the last second. Happens.
I participated in the Miami Digifest. I have played in the online cups. I am a proud owner of the Omnimon Evolution Cup card.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to participate in all of those situations in different scenarios. For Digifest, I was a judge as well as a commentator. For Store Champion, I was able to participate in one of them. It was back when Store Champion regional season was coming around and nationals was happening. I was still very new to the game, so I got to play into one of them. I think I ended up top 4. I'm not a huge fan of the online events in general. I don't sign up for them just because of the fact that there's just so much stigma behind it between your opponents, and the fact that it's not the same as you go into an event and playing with your friends, having your friends next to you, that same interaction, you get lost in those Ultimate Cups. A big part of me about card games is seeing my opponent, talking to my friends, and you lose that in the online events. So therefore, it's just not for me, but definitely a good thing for other players.
So I've played in pretty much anything you could play in. You know, like obviously regular locals, the online tournaments like the Ultimate Cups, which we're doing, or the other ones whose name escaped me. Like I said, I got 3rd place at DigiFest Texas. I commentated DigiFest Miami, so I'm definitely very active, and I played a bunch of events, and they've all been great. I definitely prefer the in-person events. I will say that after doing DigiFest in person, going back to online events doesn't feel as exciting. So I hope that in the future they do more in-person events.
Question number 9, how do you feel about Mulligan and side deck?
No, then I don't want it. Like, I want both of them, not just one. It's a very good thing for the game. I think you should have it. But if I can't have Mulligan, then I don't want it.
I think Mulligan are an absolute necessity. After playing with Mulligan, it feels awful to play without it. So I hope that they definitely stick with Mulligan. As for side deck, I'm not the biggest fan of them. But I also understand that, they could be necessary or good for the game. So I think in the future, if they do 5-card side deck, I think that would be reasonably okay.
I'm in favor for Mulligan because it makes your unplayable hands playable. Like sometimes in the past, if you would just brick, you would have to hope that you top deck a rookie. And if you do top deck a rookie, your next step is I hope I get my level 4, and then you can somewhat begin to play the game. Here, if you don't have a good hand, you can go ahead, roll the dice. It comes with consequences. You know that those bottom 5 cards, you know what they are. You're probably not going to see them again, but you're taking that risk and drawing a new card so you can start at the same level as your opponent.
I think side deck is really, really good. I understand that that's a little controversial. I think it adds a lot to the game. It adds a lot of levels of complexity to the game. A side deck is important for any card game because you don't want to have a matchup where you feel unlosable. Sometimes you're in a format where it's a triangle. You're playing one part of the triangle, but you beat this one and this one beats you. And losing to one thing that you queue into feels like garbage. It is what it is. Like, oh, I just queued into my worst matchup. Guess I take the L. Like, I queued into an 80-20% matchup. Not very fun. So side decks allows you to get bailed out from those situations, even though some people are afraid. And side decking isn't that easy. Like, how much of your main engine are you going to remove to add pieces? I think it's very good for the game. I think Mulligan was more necessary in the beginning of the game, where it was more tower format decks, and if you don't see a line, you auto lose because you have to hard play at level 5. But as the game has progressed, I have lost the reasoning for Mulligan. Mulligans create games that didn't exist in the past or now get to be played as games. Where my opponent breaks and he doesn't get to play the game, now we actually get a game. Maybe he gets like a champion instead of a rookie, and now he can maybe play a little more. So Mulligan is definitely good. It's been well received by the community. So, agreed.
Question number 11. Digimon is succeeding in multiple fronts, with events filling up in seconds, selling out in stores, and in playability. How long do you see yourself playing this game?
I love the Digimon card game, and as long as there's support for it, whether that be, locals, community events, then I'll keep playing.
Oh yeah, I will definitely be playing the game. As long as they make the game interesting and they keep adding new stuff, the game is going to survive because it's always going to bring in new players, and that's the main thing. If you bring in new players, your game survives.
It's a very interesting question because, like I said before, at the highest level, I would prefer judging over playing, and to the nature of the question, really, I saw more than 500 people at the Miami DigiFest, which is the one I attended, and it was a wonderful experience, and I think that just based on how large the community is and how much fun I had in that event, I'll continue to play Digimon solely on that fact. And it doesn't hurt that the game is reasonably balanced in my opinion, so I think I enjoy it at a local level as well. Unless years from now, like, the game gets too convoluted with too many mechanics, like, I feel like I'll keep playing this game for a long time.
This game has a lot more potential, and I see that it can have staying power.
So for question,
I mean, it totally depends. If the game continues to be healthy, it continues to grow its player base, it doesn't do anything that would negatively impact me to quit the game. That being said, any sort of thing that, life happens, right? Something could always happen and that's unaccountable for, and I have to stop playing card games for a little bit. That can happen to anyone. But for the near future, foreseeable future, I don't see myself stopping. The community is great. I enjoy what I'm doing here with my friends, and they've honestly been killing it. No complaints to Bandai.
Question number 13. What do you think this game's strengths and weaknesses are?
Ooh. So I think the strength of the game is, besides it having a good name, like Digimon as a community, as an anime, has so much lore, and it's perfect for a card game. The way that the game has been built, that you digivolve and all that stuff, very, very strong. The memory system, another very strong system that Bandai used in order to create interactivity between your players. Weaknesses within the game. Biggest weakness is the lack of interaction with the egg zone. A lot of these tower decks that I keep hearing about, and one that people have issues with, Jesmon or Knight, are these decks that come out of raising. No one has any interaction with the raising. You just die to it. There's nothing you can do about it. They saw their stack. Mamma mia, I just lost. It's also not fun swinging to security and you're losing all of the tempo because of one possible card. Although good players, they take their time, they think about their plays, like, if I hit this, I'll lose. But sometimes you're forced, and then you hit it and you lose, and I don't think anyone enjoys that. But I guess it's just part of any card game. There's always something that kind of sucks to lose to. And losing to security, losing to the raising is just the way it is in this game.
Its strength is it can be a very casual game that you have like a nice brew, a nice meal, and you're playing, having fun with multiple people. It's easy to learn, hard to master. It's very kid friendly as well. It's endearing to anybody that wants to play because, you know, there's no vulgar images, things like that. The only thing is that some people may not think it's super competitive about the box, but the more you play and the more you see, it can be very competitive.
So, like I said, I got into the game a little later than some people. I absolutely hate it when a new set comes out and then there's like a random card from 1.0, 1.5, and BT4 that's like really good, but you know, I don't have that card because, you know, I wasn't playing at the time. So I really wish that they would more often like reprint the good cards. Now in terms of the strengths, it's just, I think it's easy to get into. Like, I feel like very quickly I was able to get a grasp on the rules and the meta in general, and I was able to perform decently well at tournaments. And yeah.
I think the interaction between players is the biggest one. Interaction doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, I play a card to respond to your card, but the way we interact with each other through the memory system and the board and things like that, I think is fantastic. I think the game does a great job with like its art. I think that goes a long way, and just the way they, you know, they do like respect to the Digimon franchise. I think that goes a long way. So I want to say memory system and just how they treat Digimon in general. I think for the weaknesses is that, you know, sometimes we did talk about it, there are certain decks that just feel like too strong, where that be like, you know, the Gabumon, the blue hybrid. You know, like, I also do think that you can play whatever you want and do okay with it, you know, within reason. But it would be nice if, like, when the new sets come out, they don't just completely overpower the old stuff. Although, like, you can still play, like, for example, Lore Knight dominated in BT5, and then I feel like Lore Knight has been a playable deck since then, right? So, they do okay with it. Obviously, it's not perfect, but you can see how they try, especially with the restriction list.
So the strength of the game easily is that you can pick it up in less than an hour. You already know the core mechanics of the game in terms of you play a Digimon, you digivolve, you hard play, the memory system. It's very, very easy to pick up. So that, in terms of a new player, in terms of a veteran player, we have new players joining all the time, and they pick up the game in like come to two locals and you already know what you want to do, you already know the color. Another great thing about the game is that if you're a die-hard like fan of a certain color, there's always going to be a deck for you that you can go. Even though you play to the best of your ability, the RNG factor with any card game just cuts you harder in this game than any other game, in my opinion, because you can't control what comes out of security. And even though you play around certain things, that will easily win or lose you the game. But I guess I wouldn't say that's a weakness, it's just something I personally dislike. But it's a great game regardless.
It's scarce on weaknesses simply because of how the intrinsic game mechanic of memory and security like work. Memory allows you to control the tempo of the game and allows the opponent to play cards that influence the tempo of the game and, you know, to sort of get out of locks. One good example of this is memory tamers. They're very important for changing the tempo of the game, and like they show a lot of skill expression. And then I think that even if you fall behind in those terms, I think the security goes a long way into helping any sort of like blowout situations.
Question number 14. Are you happy with this game?
Yes. Just straight up, I wouldn't show up to tournaments like 3 or 4 times a week if I didn't love playing it so much. I love seeing everybody there, saying the same inside jokes over and over again. It's bliss. I enjoy it very much.
Yes, I'm very happy with the direction that they're going. I mean, BT8's on the horizon, and that's just a better meta overall.
I am currently happy with the game where I'm sitting at right now because I'm exploring a lot of different decks, trying to be well versed in everything. The only thing I would say about the game is the 2 main colors that Bandai favors, like they could favor other colors at some point. You know, blue being one of them, yellow being the other one. You know, black gets some love later on, green gets some love, but it's not at the same level as blue. Blue is always going to be blue, but I do enjoy the game, and I am happy with it.
Yeah, for sure. I think that the game is going to go a long time, and I hope to play it for as long as it's available, since I just personally like Digimon so much. And you know, it's like any card game has flaws, but I think Digimon goes a long way to you know, enhancing its core mechanics with the cards that are available in the game. So I'm satisfied.
I absolutely love the game. Yeah, through the game, you know, I've met amazing people that I wouldn't have otherwise. I've made great friends. It gets me out of the house, which is nice. I've been able to work with the game, which is fantastic, and do crazy things like Digi Showdown. So, yeah, I absolutely love the game.
Some days more than others. We're all happy when we're winning, but when you get sacked and lose, game sucks. But that's more of an XD.
Yeah, this is a very personal video. I just want to be sharing it with you guys because I've had a very long year of recording and stuff like that, and overall this has been a great escape. 2 years ago, my mom passed away, so I'm sharing this with you guys because I feel like I've never really shared anything about myself, but this is basically how the channel started, was me saying finally a Digimon game is coming out. I was getting back into card games, and my mom was sick and she was on and off of the hospital, and she fortunately passed away. Yeah, so this was a very therapeutic thing for me to do, to record games, to upload them, and to overall share them with you guys. I hope you guys really do like the video. Eventually I'll start answering these questions if there's enough likes, but I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for watching every video, or even a single video. And remember, we
Brick by nature.
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 Brick by nature.